读音很特别。礼拜天，好热，你看都没有人在这个公园。There's just one guy doing slow circles on his bike around the basketball court. Welcome back to Runner's Garden. 泡着花园. I'm Jay and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order according to the Pinyin romanization system. This is my What a Character series. De, u, o, 多。这一集是多 and 多四声 all four tones today. The first one is first tone 多. You're going to see that a lot. 很多 there are 很多 多. It's frequency number 60 on the master list
on the Ministry of Education.
It can be used as an adverb, adjective, and verb. There's two night components on top of each other. Pretty easy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 6 strokes total. The fact that it's replicated can remind you of the meaning that it means multiple or multi. Feels much better in the shade here. That sun is scorching. 我走多久？17分钟. It's got to be one of the first words that you learn when you're here in Taiwan because you got to buy stuff. You got to ask 多少钱? How much?
Here it's used as an adverb to say something is more than a specific amount. 60多岁, over 60 years old. 3个多月, over 3 months. You can also use it as an exclamation to what an extent. 看她多漂亮.
You say who? Me?
Yeah, you. Here, 多 acts as a verb, to have more. 班上多了3个新同学. 班上多了3个新同学.
Second tone 多 is to wrestle away, to contend for. It's used in a lot of expressions to grab first prize in a competition or battle. It's the character for big over zhui. There's the component zhui on that for sale sign right there. Short-tailed bird over mouth. Over chun, which means an inch or small. The way I think about it is the big bird can always wrestle away things from the small bird. Usually. There's some pretty tough little birds out there.
Here it is one more time. One more example. 夺金, to win the gold. 夺银, win the silver, second place. And 夺铜, win third, or the bronze.
Oh, ramen noodle place. Yes. It smells so good. But I'm pretty full. I had a big brunch. What's under there? I can see the white rims. Character number 3 is 朵, third tone. 朵 is the measure word for flowers. 三朵花, 三朵花. And clouds. He did it. He made it to the top. Probably sees the sea of clouds. 那朵云很特别. Even more importantly, I think, is the compound ardo, of which mine are covered. That would be ears.
That would be ji, the small table radical, over mu, the wood tree radical.
I can think of one Mandarin song with 朵, third tone. 朵, measure word for flower. 送我199朵玫瑰. Oh, 不是送我, it's 送你. 送你199朵玫瑰.
Send you 199 roses.
代表我的 something. That's from Wubai and China Blue. I saw them in concert. Oh, it was like a gig at a bar when I was first here 30 years ago. I was a real fan. I bought all their cassettes and CDs. Okay, 没有那么多. At least 3 or 4.
I found the CD. The drummer is from Italy. He's Italian. Speaking of Italy, my friend JC, who's sometimes a collaborator on this channel, is in Italy. That's the Matterhorn. Matterhorn. It's one of the highest peaks in the Alps. We'll have to have him on the channel and talk about his adventure. Bring some of that glacier home, JC.
We used to have one of these trees too. This is called the chicken egg tree. There's flowers on there. Jidanhua. Shu. Could that be for the 4th of July? No, I think somebody got married. I wish these were here when I used to live in this unit here. This used to be the YMCA place. Guy hanging out close. My old room. Checking on the status of our hall, which will become a multi-floor
多楼层
department store.
百货公司
First one of its kind in Changhua. Crane is cool.
吊车
Another pilgrimage going on, maybe a smaller one. Maybe that's what the fireworks were about. I couldn't record this whole time, it's just too noisy. So back to business. If you put the Shen, gotta get a suitable backdrop here. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The body component next to that duo, measure word for flower. You get another third tone duo, which means to conceal or to hide.
我躲在这里，你找不到我吧? Translation, I'll hide here. You can't find me. Also to avoid or dodge. Example, 躲避球, a childhood favorite. As well as some adults. I couldn't find the Mandarin poster, but here's the Japanese one. That's in katakana though, so it's not going to help us with the characters. 躲避球.
躲避球
Hey. That was our old carpenter. He retired. He's doing small jobs here and there. Interesting guy. He also has a license for like search and rescue. And he has his own boat, which he takes to the beach. He said he got back. He didn't catch anything today, but he goes fishing. One of the main carpenters on our house that we live in now, and a lot of the different locations we were in for our schools. Very cool guy. And in case you wanted to see a big white giraffe, there you go. With a chandelier he's holding in his mouth. Oh, there's one of those perpetual motion things. You see it? There are 2 more 4th tone. Duo. Check on the bananas. This one's lazy or idle. Most common use of that is 懒惰. 懒惰. Lazy.
What do you call a lazy frog who parks his car illegally? Toad.
It has a heart radical on the left, and then 左边的左, the left means it means left, but it's not on the left. The heart is on the left. The component for left is on the top of the right. And that's broken down into well, let me show you. That's an ugly door. And then gong for work. The zuo part is a phonetic component. It gives you a clue to the sound. And under that is either yue or rou. It doesn't really matter. In traditional, what is often rou is in simplified yue. It's just the kind of the placement of the two middle strokes. But when you're writing handwritten characters, you can't tell. If you're watching stateside, I bet you don't have one of those. Unless maybe in Florida. So you stick a post in there and walk around it or spin it around. It's a grindstone. I don't think it's real. It's a replica. All right, let's just take the right side of that component that we just discussed, and we'll put a fu out front and a tu on the bottom. The definition of that one is to fall or sink. And a way you can remember that is the fact that it's fourth tone. You know, fourth tone is a falling tone. It's going to get dark down here. In simplified, the right side component gets replaced, the right side top gets replaced with a yo, which means to have. You know that one, right? And probably the most common use of that character is 堕胎, which means, unfortunately, to have an abortion. 堕落 means when someone kind of just lets themselves go. 堕落天使, fallen angel. 生活堕落, living a decadent / dissolute life, letting oneself go. 堕落美食, guilty pleasure food.
他很堕落，因为他吃很多，
他很堕落，因为他吃很多。
或他很堕落，饮料毛起来喝。
饮料毛起来喝, beverages implying non-alcoholic, that they're drinking to excess. And 堕落美食吗? That was 6 characters. Thanks for watching Runner's Garden signing off.